Alrighty, folks, and welcome to Davies Live Network, Davies v. Bismarck Legacy Levi. It's going to be a doozy.
Yeah, folks, welcome back. It's been a little bit. We had a week 0 game against Century to begin the season, got the dub. Now facing Legacy.
Legacy coming in 2-0. They did have another game versus North, actually, where they did just beat them by a little bit.
Just a little bit.
49-7 was the ending on that, with obviously Legacy winning. So that was quite a game,
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this game goes because Legacy is much more improved than last year. Last year, they really struggled, and I think this year, they got that RPO system going. So essentially, if you guys don't know what RPO is, it's run pass option. So on pretty much every single play, they have an option to run the ball, pass the ball, or the quarterback can keep the ball and run with it. So it makes it a lot more complicated to stop if you're a defense,
Exactly,
especially
because you have to read all around the field to make sure that you don't let any big gaps go out. I mean, because, you may be expecting the run, and then all of a sudden, boom, that's a pass play, and it's down the field 20 yards.
Yeah, and especially with, truly athletic and electric weapons they have in Yusuf Jama at number 0, the running back. He has 280 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns in his first 2 games. Very impressive. Kalen Lucas, number 3 as well, out at slot receiver. He's your RPO option guy, and he is also a really fast player.
Big one is speed. Yeah, actually, Kalen Lucas coming in this game with 9 receptions and 165 yards, so he is definitely going to be a weapon for him, and I expect to see similar, if not better, stats from him today.
Yeah, I mean, explosive. 50-plus yard touchdown in one of the games. Very impressive. 18 yards per catch is very impressive. Now, if you're looking at it, 280 yards on the dot, 31 carries for Jama. That's a lot. However, you know what? He's very effective with the ball. 9 yards per carry. That is insane. Unbelievable average. And you know what? That's great and all, but once you look at Malachi Warmeyer, 28 carries to start the year against Century, 240 yards and 3 touchdowns in one game. Very impressive stats.
And the thing is, you also have to think, obviously, Davies, they also have him on defense too, and he also was the top performer for tackles in that game with 9 tackles in total. So Warmeyer just being that true dual threat is really going to bring a lot to this field today.
When you think of a dual threat, you're thinking of a quarterback, a guy that can throw the ball, run the ball. We got a dual threat that can rush the ball and tackle very effectively. And you know what? We're not known for passing the ball. We run the power T formation. You know what? We passed 6 times the first game. Don't expect much more here. I expect this game to be a little closer than the Central game. We won 35-14. I predict that it's going to be a 28-14 win for Davies. John, what are you thinking before this game starts? What's your pregame thought?
Yep, and see, always, I like to short Levi just a little bit. Probably shouldn't because the last game it went way over, both of us. But, I'm going to go Davies 21, Legacy 14. That's my pregame prediction. Again, I think Davies is going to pull out just a little bit, but I think it's going to be a close game. And, we'll see how the game turns out here, and I hope it's interesting. I hope it stays close.
All right.
And as the music kicks on, folks, we will be going out to the field. We got our players coming out here, and we will see you guys when the game starts.
The Fargo Public Schools Air Force Junior ROTC under the direction of Chief Master Sergeant James Gibson. The color guard team is commanded by Cadet Caden Liedberg, accompanied by Cadet Faith Hansen Bittner, Cadet Madeline Orvis, and Cadet Keaton Young. Please remain standing and hold your applause until the color guard has left the field. Thank you. Davies will receive on the south end. We'll be meeting tonight's Legacy Sabers defensive team. At nose guard, a junior, number 68, Nash Berquist. Right end, a senior, number 56, Noah Schumacher. Left end, a senior, number 53, Brady Steyer. Linebacker, number 11, check that, a junior, number 29, James Marks. Senior, number 18, Ben Watson. Linebacker, a senior, number 52, Brett Miller. Linebacker, a junior, number 25, Clark Thompson. At cornerback, a junior, number 4, Brody Weigel. A junior, number 14, Jack Julson. At strong safety, a senior, number 5, Carter Zins. At free safety, a junior, number 2, Bennett Lon. Assistant coach, John Breitbart, Lars Jacobson, Riley Reel, Andrew Voorhees, Ben Joliffe, Nick Joliffe, Phil Thomas, Jagger Marchant, Justin Sauer, Jason Hoekstra, Tyler Boone, and Zach Risky. And now let's meet the Davies Eagles offensive team. At
All right, folks, ready for kickoff here. Legacy won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so Davies will start the game on offense. Here we go, folks. Kick is underway. Returned by Kane Mathias and has a punt return touchdown, week 0. Up the middle, going out to the right side. There's a flag thrown. Return to about the 32-yard line, but we'll see what that flag is for. Likely a block in the back.
returned by the Eagles, number 3, Kane Mathiasen. There's a penalty flag on the field.
The refs are discussing early on, folks. Davies. Whoa. Got a unique flag call. A block below the waist, I believe. So I think it's a chop block there. Davies originally thought it was on them. They backed up, but now starting on the 47-yard line to begin the game. That is a great, great start for Davies.
Illegal block.
Davies in the power T offense. Once again, Xavier Mew under center the whole game this time because Jackson Sturmer's out. Power left, up the middle, Carter DeWald. Run for about 5 yards, a host of legacy tacklers.
And folks, I am alive, just having a little production difficulties here.
Carter DeWald on the carry. Tackle on the play by number 18,
Second
Ben Watson.
and 5 for the Eagles.
So Levi, fill me in, what happened?
Well, to start the game, Legacy kicked off, flag, 15-yard penalty, and now Davies is past the 50-yard line, folks.
Oh.
Offsides for Legacy. Great,
Penalty
great
flag.
job staying just disciplined. The Eagles rocking with the hard count today, folks.
Yeah, that was number 22, Landon Glovic.
Offside in the
Two
defense.
early flags on Legacy, and we're like barely a
First up,
minute into the
third
game,
down.
folks.
Check that. Second down and 1.
That's one thing we were talking about as keys to success was just disciplined football.
2nd and 1 for the Eagles. Apologies for the camera angle. This is a little bit tough. Run up the middle for Malachi Warmer. He's breaking free and he's gone already. Legacy has been stomped to the ground. The Eagles are ready to go.
Well, you can't say anything yet. We still have to see the first drive from Legacy themselves. But what can I say when it comes to running? Just Davies just knows what they're doing.
Shaky start for Legacy, and Malachi Warmeyer picking up from where he left off with a touchdown.
44, Kobe Nelson.
Picking up with a touchdown, his first carry of the game.
Long snapper, number 89.
It's a
Gunnar Gutierrez.
47-yard touchdown run for Malachi Warmeyer. His stats are looking crazy good right now.
And all of our camera people are coming in right as the game starts. Don't you just love that, Levi?
No. Kick is good for our superstar kicker, of course, Colby
Davies Eagles
Nelson.
Lead 7-0.
Very curious to see if Colby Nelson gets an opportunity to kick the ball for a field goal this game around. We know he's got the leg. You guys just haven't quite seen it yet.
Yeah, if you turned into the first game, you would have really seen, having that kicker has been really strong for Davies, I will say.
Our chain gang tonight, Rory Beal,
like
Jonathan Luck, Troy
Wilmot
Igesall, and
Matadi
Josh
is
Bellerberg.
currently, if you can see on the bottom of your screen here, is getting checked by the trainers. They are testing his ACL, actually, right now. I'm going to be honest here, folks.
Say hi
Hopefully
to Living First with First
everything is
International
going
Bank.
well, because obviously that's a very scary sight to see. Wilmot Matadi was a big, big help last game for the Eagles. One of our starting linebackers and a prominent role as a running back as well.
Kicking off for the Eagles, number 44, Nelson. Deep, number 3, Kalen Lucas.
All right, the Eagles to kick off. Very, very fast start to the game for the Eagles. Great to see for Davies fans, of course. All right, kicking off. Legacy to return. Number 3, the dangerous man, Kalen Lucas, to return. Looking for an angle, finds one. Stopped right away at the 21-yard line.
Number 3,
Great
Lucas on
job
the return.
by Davies getting the job done, folks.
Tackle on a play by number 6, Alex Christopherson. First and 10, Sabers from their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, if you're going on the field,
Fargo Public Schools would like to thank and acknowledge Sanford Health for providing athletic trainers for tonight's game. Tonight's athletic trainers are Mr. Jared Steen and Mr.
First and
Scott
10
Whitty.
for Legacy. Shotgun formation.
you can go anywhere, just obviously you can't go in the pit.
Easton Bergrud, quarterback for Legacy, taking the snap. Handoff up the middle for Yusuf Jama, and he is stuffed right away in the backfield. Great job by the Eagles, pouncing on their prey. 2nd and 13.
Carry on the play by number 0, Yama. Malachi Wermeyer on a tackle.
That'd be Malachi Warmeyer, one of our key players for the game, making the tackle, leading the team in total tackles actually to start the year. Once again, back in the shotgun formation. Expecting an RPO here. No, roll out left. Passing to number 3, Kalen Lucas for the 10-yard gain.
Quarterback number
Also
6,
one of our key players for
Easton
Legacy as well.
Burroughs. Pass complete to number 3, Kalen Lucas.
One fun note, he's only 5'8", 125 as of last year. Very, very small receiver, but he's very shifty. Once again, shotgun formation for Legacy.
3rd down and 3.
Great throw by Easton Bergerud. First throw of the day. Starting off strong. Offsides for Davies, returning the favor to Legacy.
Penalty flag in a
And
play.
I swear to God, I am hopefully back for good.
Offside Eagles.
You know, John's been having to
Brings up
deal with
first
the camera
down.
people, folks.
Yeah, you know, you think people would show up on time, but no. Apparently that's hard to do now these days.
1st and 10 for Legacy after the penalty. Shotgun formation once again with that wing on the right side. Run up the middle for Yusuf Jama, breaking a couple tackles, up all the
Carry
way
on
to
the
the
play.
41-yard line,
Number
gain of
0,
7.
Yusuf Yama.
You can already see that shiftiness. I mean, gets up the middle on that little trap play and just finds a hole. Finds a
Tackle on
hole,
the play by
gains
Kane
some yards.
Mathiasen.
Some interesting
Gain of 8
formations
on the
Legacy
play.
likes to run. They do a lot of full house variants, and they have the tackle as actually an eligible player sometimes on that weak side. So it's something to keep an eye on. Trips right. Sprint out to the right. Looking to throw Bergerud. Smacked by Wilmot Matadi. The Eagles are happy to have him back in the game, folks.
Just as he was on the bed, he's out on the field, just like that.
He is a dog, folks.
Well, obviously, kind of some of the key things for Legacy to be looking out here kind of in this early game if they want to keep up with Davies is they have to be able to get their playmakers in open space. So got to see more runs from them from
Loss of
Yusuf.
12 on the play.
And then, too, as well, they have to stop Davies' run when they get the ball back.
And they clearly did in the first drive. There's something they have to bow up on. They have to figure out if they want to stay in this game. Trips left. Spread offense here. Running back in the backfield for protection is my assumption. 3rd and 15. Screen up the middle. And he is stuffed. Very, very good job, Kane Mathiasen, recognizing the screen. Riley Lang kind of got destroyed right there.
Tackle on a play
But
by
luckily he's a
Warmeyer
screen,
and
so
Matadi.
he was kind of right there, right place, right time. 4th and 8. Punt unit
Brings
is
up
out
4th down
for
and 8.
Legacy.
And just like that, they are done with that drive. A couple other games to
Lions
be
Bowen
keeping
is
an
on
eye
the
out
field.
in the division is obviously
Keep the Eagles.
Shanley is going
Number
to be
3,
versing
Mathiasen.
Minot today. And then, too, as well, we are going to see the Mustangs against Mandan. And then North versus Century.
All right, Legacy punts it, almost blocked. Kane Mathiasen signaling fair catch, and he drops it. Very, very scary scenario right there, but got back on it, luckily, starting at the 32-yard line for the Eagles offense.
Called down by Mathiasen. 1st and 10 Eagles on their own 32-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Interstate Electric, your
32.
one-stop shop for all things electric. InterstateElectric.net.
Muse trotting out on the field, folks.
Yeah, that's one thing that we did talk about earlier this game is that actually Muse is going to be the key quarterback for this game because Jackson Sturma is out, something with his collarbone, I believe. So this will be time for Muse to hopefully show himself and take that spot.
Formation. Play action pass. Xavier Muse throwing it. Oh, jeez. Throwing it to, I believe, Alex Meese on that pass play. folks.
His pass intended for
That
number
was
88,
thrown in
Williams.
the perfect spot for
Headed on a play by number 4,
only
Weigel.
Mies to make a play right there. However, just great coverage. Great coverage right there by Legacy.
Well, too, as well, you know, these guys got to warm into it. You know, they had basically a full week off in between these games. So, you know, they kind of got to get back into the rhythm where obviously Legacy did very North just last week.
Colin Williams, left running back in the backfield. Malachi Warmeyer, fullback. Carter DeWald, right running back. Hand up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer, and he's breaking free again. Look at him go. 20-yard gain.
Number 7,
Malachi's got 2 carries,
Warmeyer.
70 yards,
First
and a touchdown,
down,
folks, right now.
Eagles.
You know, I think this is just going to be a repeat of last game. You know, I think Malachi is just going to absolutely just control the field and just continue to keep running that ball. And if you're Legacy, you have to stop that run. Like, if there's anything you want to do right now is to stop Malachi Warmeyer.
Force Davies to throw the football. And talk about physicality up front. Davies completely dominating the line of scrimmage so far to start this game. Hand up the middle for Malachi, breaking some tackles. 7-yard gain
Number 7,
for
Warmeyer on it.
number 7, Malachi Warmeyer.
That's one thing I just love about this Davies offense is that they have Malachi Warmeyer, Carter DeWald, and just an absolutely deep roster of running back fullbacks. So if one gets tired, just switch them out with the next one and keep the run going.
Honestly, I believe there's about 6 running backs that could play varsity football for the Eagles. So talk about depth for Davies, being a AAA football team, and serious, serious talent up front as well. This team is very good. Run to the right for Colin Williams, and he is running free all the way to the 24-yard line.
Colin Williams on the
He
carry.
was an absolute warrior on the JV team last year.
Tackle on
Now
play by number 4,
getting the
Weigel.
start, getting
Play
a shot
results
on the
in
varsity
Eagles.
level.
First
Great job by
down.
Colin Williams to get a big gain and another first down for the Eagles. "24-yard line, 1st and 10. Legacy desperately trying to stop this run game. Hard count for the Eagles once again. Handoff up the middle. I believe there was a fumble. There's a miss snap
Fumble on a
or
play,
handoff,
recovered by
and it
number
looks like Legacy has the ball. One key thing
Peterson.
for
Exactly.
Legacy was create turnovers. Very, very great job by Legacy. Just recover. You know,
Yeah.
they needed to do something.
Yeah, to put out kind of me and Levi, we always do keys to the games for each team. Davies' keys was to obviously continue to just rush that ball, continue to move it down the middle, and then also too as well, you just need to keep disciplined, and that's just not disciplined right there, losing that ball.
1st and 10 for Legacy. Shotgun formation, of course. Handoff up the middle for Jama. Nothing going. Way to fill the gaps. Linebackers, D-line looking solid to start this game. 2nd and 8 for Legacy.
Keeping Yama controlled. As you know, last game he actually had about a 9-yard average carry, so keeping him low on the yards here.
He's averaging 140 yards a game. So that's a guy that you need to contain. He's only a junior. He's probably got college football on his sights. Ooh, little misdirection. Jama handed it off, actually, to the wingback. Number 10, Wesley Jordan with the carry. But the Eagles were disciplined. Eyes on the guards. The guards don't lie. You see a guard pulling, that's where the ball is going. Look in the backfield, the running backs, they lie. You know, you don't want to look at those guys. 3rd and 12 for Legacy. Staring down a tough 3rd and 12 because they have to pass the ball likely here is my expectation.
And
it's
you're
going
right.
to be a pass. Taking a deep shot, and he's out of bounds. Ball just not quite catchable right there.
Number 6, Bergerud's pass intended for
Just a deep shot trying to make something happen there.
number
There was just
14,
nothing doing.
Jack Julson.
Well, that's one thing that we did see in the last game that really gave Bismarck Century an advantage was the fact that their quarterback was extremely mobile. As you did note down, their quarterback did have a brace on his leg, and it isn't really super mobile right now. So that is definitely something because Davies just flies in as soon as that ball is out.
4th and 12, punt for Legacy, and it's blocked! Great job by the Eagles, and it's down at the 1-yard line. See, the issue with high school football, you block a punt, I don't believe you can pick it up and run with it. You can only grab the ball and hold on to it. You cannot advance the ball, so it is down at the 1-yard line. Great job by Colin Williams, number 88, getting in there and blocking the punt. They were close the first time around. Second time around, they got the job done.
Well, here's the question, Levi. Who are they going to have punch it in?
New camera, folks. We are on
The field.
the field cam, folks. The field cam.
Let's see. Oh, I
Somebody
think
running by?
I'm feeling like they're going to let Weremeyer punch this one in.
I think it's going to be Muse on the dive. And it is maybe. Kind of hard to see, and it's a touchdown. Honestly, thought it was short. I believe it was Carter Wald. Oh, no, it was Malachi.
It was Malachi.
2 touchdowns. One away from the hat trick again. His stats are just ridiculous. I mean, college scouts have to be just drooling looking at these stats.
He is definitely carrying Davies in their yardage. But obviously, Malachi Weremeyer being in that senior position, you know, I respect the coaches for wanting to make sure that he has those good stats because he definitely probably is looking at doing some football in his career.
Extra point is up and good.
Colby Nelson's extra point is good. With 3:22 left in the first quarter.
You know, if I have to say, if there's
Eagles
one player that I
14,
really love that
Sabers
isn't
0.
like always on the field, has to be Colby Nelson. Just a really
American
consistent
Family
kicker,
Insurance and the Ken Craft Agency is
which
I
for
mean,
high school is
protecting
very
and
rare.
inspiring your
Honestly,
dreams.
my prediction, he's the
Ask
next,
him about
next
bundling
Justin
policies
Tucker.
for variety
You know, he's
discounts for home,
you know,
auto, and
unbelievable
business.
player. You know, I think he's going to be a Hall of
First
Fame
International
kicker.
Bank and Trust,
One
helping
day.
you
One day
live
maybe.
first.
He's only a sophomore, so there's a lot of time for development.
Don't forget to stop at the concession stands. Best concession stands in the EDC. We also have hamburgers and hot
Davies
dogs
now set to kick off again.
Below the stands.
Legacy to return. Now, you know, you created a turnover. You want to punt.
And the students section is actually making some
Oh
noise
my
here,
gosh, folks. I mean, breaking news.
Legacy, number
No, but
3, Kalen
you know what?
Lucas.
Legacy
Kicks it
creates a
off
turnover,
Eagles, number 44,
and then they go to
Colby
punt.
Nelson.
And they also create another, Davies also creates a turnover. So it just, great job by Davies to recover from the mistake. Legacy's got to figure out a way to get back in this game. It's already 14-0, and it's only the first quarter.
Yeah, only 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
And the boot is off. Number 3, Kalen Lucas to return. Somehow he decides to return it. Not a good decision at all. He's down at the 17-yard line. Honestly, why don't you just let that thing land? Potentially that thing goes out of bounds. You're starting at the 35-yard line.
Yeah,
And if it goes in the end zone, you're starting at the 25. So there just wasn't much doing there. I think he was just trying to make a play a little too much. You know, not every player can be scoring a touchdown. Unless you're Derrick Henry in high school.
well, that's one thing about Legacy. You know, they do have a bunch of dynamic playmakers. They just need to get their chance to shine. Obviously, Yusuf Yama, just an electric running back. Very shifty, very quick. I just think they need to let him go. You need to let him off the chains.
I think a major concern here is the offensive line. I think Legacy is struggling at the line of scrimmage, and I think that's making it a big challenge for Jama to just get out there and get going. Left running back up the middle. What did I say left? I don't even know, folks. Jama up the middle. I was a little confused because there was 2 people in motion. That's illegal, folks. That's illegal. And I was trying to call it out, but I was trying to say running back at the same time.
Looks like the refs ran out of their dirty laundry on that one. They couldn't quite.
They must have cleaned it the night before.
Gain of 6 on the play.
6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 for the Sabers. Shotgun formation again. Shocker. Davies running a little bit more press man coverage. Run over to the right side from Jamet. Patient running, but loses yards.
Man, Davies' line has just been extremely strong, not letting anything pass.
Looking like Le'Veon Bell back there with that patient running. However, no blocking up front. So, you know, unfortunate.
You know, we did see it earlier in the game, but I do think that Legacy should take advantage of course, some more misdirection, maybe double handoffs, and do some play action. I think they need to get Davies confused here. I think Davies is doing a really good job at honing in and seeing these runs. I think they got to keep it interesting.
I think they need to sprinkle in a trick play here. Trips left. My prediction, RPL. Oh, roll out to the left for Legacy. A lot of time, and there's a flag, kind of expected one coming. Really got after that quarterback again, though.
Mm-hmm.
Burger's pass falls incomplete. Holding on the Sabers. Penalties declined.
Holding
Brings up fourth
on
down
the
and
Sabers.
9.
4th and 9, though. Looks like Legacy is going to punt, of course.
Man.
And punt formation for the Sabers.
Legacy
Number
just
23,
needs to stay
White
disciplined.
Booth.
That's, I believe, the 3rd flag of the
For
game.
the Eagles, number 3, Kane Mathiasen.
4th and 9. Legacy to punt. The dangerous Kane Mathiasen to return. Rugby-style punt. And grab the ball. Okay, did not grab the ball, folks. So Legacy, they punt the ball, and it hits a Legacy defender at that point. Once they hit that ball, Davies can pick that ball up, and if they fumble or anything, it doesn't matter. It is still Davies' ball because it hit a Legacy defender first.
Yeah.
So in that situation, Davies needs to pick that ball up. They need to be just smarter in that scenario.
Well, maybe they just wanted to play hot potato.
They need to hit the books. They need to start studying, folks.
But again, as always, perspective is a big thing. Completely different down there on the field for the players.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Xavier Muse under center, of course. Handoff to the left. Carter to Wald, number 22, up the middle for 5 yards. Great blocking. Very easy 5.
Carter DeWald with the carry.
Yeah, that's one thing, Davies. It might get tired. It might get old seeing run after run after run. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't stop.
If it keeps working, I mean, keep pounding that rock.
Clock ticking down to just about a minute left here in Q1. Will Davies score before the quarter ends is the question I want to ask here, Levi.
My prediction, yes. I think they got it. Run up the middle for Malachi. Hold up. Who has the ball? Oh, it is Malachi. See, that's the thing, Power T. You don't even know where the ball's going half the time. Malachi Warmeyer somehow squeezes up the middle for 25 yards.
And that's one thing that Legacy just doesn't have going for him is obviously the running back alignment can give away where that ball is going. If it's lined in front of the QB, kind of know where they're going from there.
Honestly, it looked like Davies was Minot right there. They were a magician right there. I don't even know where the ball was going. Didn't know where the ball was.
Looks like Legacy's defense didn't know either.
1st and 10 for the Eagles once again. Hand off to the left for Carter DeWald. Sneaking up the middle. Great vision for DeWald, finding the open lane, getting 6 yards. He's getting a couple carries to start this game. He didn't really get a lot last game.
Number 18,
yeah, I believe last game he was sitting at just 8 carries compared to obviously Malachi's 28. So definitely going to getting up there. He did do 46 yards and average 5 yards per carry, though. That's one thing. A roster for rushing is just so deep on Davies.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter, folks. Now we flip-flop. Davies is going to be heading to the right end zone and scoring a lot of touchdowns, of course.
And they'll be with the win.
Prevention organizations.
Alrighty, folks, and we are back live, ready to go in the second quarter. Davies at 14. Sabers still to get anything on the board, though, sitting at 0.
Second and 4, man in motion. Handoff to the left. Liam Wickel, a new running back in the game, number 5, captain for the Eagles. Third and 1 for the Eagles.
It's kind of cool to see, actually, Liam get on the field there for offense because he was basically all defense last time. He didn't do a single offensive play.
Third and 1 for the Eagles. Warmeyer checking back into the game. Muse under center. See if we throw the ball here. Bad snap, handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Of course, he gets the first down. No doubt in my mind, folks.
Number 7,
First and
Warmeyer
10.
with a carry.
I believe
Play results
they're
in
going to say
Eagles,
first and 10.
First down.
You know, there is one thing, Levi. I still do want to see Muse get a chance to, kind of show off that arm.
Play by number 18,
Ooh, first and
Ben
goal
Watson.
on the 10-yard line. Not necessarily ideal because you kind of want that extra chain. However, you know what? Let's just score a touchdown instead.
Who needs that extra down when you can just punch her right in?
Under center, Muse hands the ball off to the right. Colin Williams. He kind of looked for him to take that ball outside there. Just kind of ran into a couple legacy defenders. Second and goal for the Eagles.
Tackled by number 68, Nash Berquist.
Nash Berquist with the tackle there.
Second down and
The junior
6 to
defensive
go.
lineman.
And it looks like the refs didn't agree if your 5-yard call there. They put it at the 6-yard line.
All right, that's ridiculous. All right. Got to agree with me, of course. I'm always right. Second and goal from the 6-yard line. Shocker, run up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Only a gain of
Number
3.
7,
Looks like Legacy's
Warmeyer
kind of
with
bowing
the
up, John.
inside carry.
That's what Legacy needs to do. They need to stop the run. They just need to stop the run.
Gain of 3 and
It's
a
going to
play
be like
brings
this
up
over
third
and over
goal
as the
from
game
3.
continues, but they need to stop Davies from getting this score here and getting up 3 scores. Do you know how detrimental that is for Legacy? That's really going to put them down.
Davies are kind of hemming and hawing a little bit here. They're taking their sweet time.
Yeah, they're just talking over.
Muse takes a snap, hands off to Carter DeWald, the left side, up the middle, and he's just short. 4th and inches. I'd say kick the field goal. Just kidding. Give it to Malachi Warmeyer for the hat trick.
Tackled by number
If Malachi
63,
Warmeyer does
Brady
get this
Steyer.
touchdown, that will mean he will tie up his scores from last game. As obviously the last game versus Century, he did have 3 touchdowns.
But this time, 3 touchdowns in the first half, folks. And that would be 6 touchdowns in 2 games, which is ridiculous. I mean, he's on pace to break records at Davies. 4th and goal for the Eagles. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a QB sneak, however. Muse actually did have one last game, so it's in the playbook. Warmeyer screaming for a timeout, folks, and he gets one.
Probably didn't like that read that he had on him.
Timeout, Eagles.
And he is yippy, folks.
Hey, Warmeyer just says it out as it's how I like it. If he sees something he doesn't like, he's going to call it out.
Teaming up to give a multi-million-dollar football field makeover to one deserving school. About Friday night.
Alrighty, guys, and while we're taking this time out, I quickly want to shout out our proud sponsor for Davies Football, Maximum Performance and Fitness, located in West Fargo area. If you want to have your kids be trained professionally and have someone develop workouts for them and walk them through, MPF is the place to go. Check out their site, and they do have free trials, so stop down there and see what Brad Nordstrom can do for you.
Let's see what Warmeyer is cooking in the kitchen, folks. Man in motion, that'd be Colin Williams. Snap up the middle, Warmeyer, touchdown, folks.
Number 7,
That is 3,
Warmeyer.
folks. The hat trick has been completed
Touchdown,
in
Eagles.
the first half.
Well, what can I say? Davies' run game, again, just phenomenal. Like, I see why they don't want to pass. When you can just keep moving the ball like 5 yards each time on average, I mean, there's no reason to.
Honestly, folks, I think the Davies offensive line and Malachi Warmeyer should be tested for roids after this game because they came ready to play, folks.
On for the extra point, Colby Nelson.
Alrighty, and let's see if our guy has a
Holding number
clean
5,
game
Liam
here and gets
Ruffalo.
another one
Gunnar
through the
Ramirez
uprights.
tapping.
Colby Nelson for the extra point. It is up, and it is
The
good.
extra point is good. With 8:43 remaining in the second quarter.
Didn't even question it.
Davies Eagles,
Of course it's going to be good.
21, Legacy
Honestly, I
Sabers
closed my eyes and it
0.
said it was good. No, I didn't. All right, John. What is your thought on Legacy getting back in this game?
Alrighty, it did a weird cutout there, but I believe that well, it cut out again, but they kicked it.
On the return.
1st and 10 for Legacy. Kind of a little bit of a
Tackle on the
questionable
play by
kick there.
Number 34.
A little bit shorter than kind of what we're used to seeing out of Colby Nelson.
Alrighty, so what I was trying to say is that if Legacy does want to get back in this game, I really think that they do just need to continue to give the ball to Joseph. I mean, he is your playmaker, so you want to make the most out of him, but they got to spice it up a little. They can't keep doing these simple down-the-middle runs because obviously that just isn't working for him, and then they just need to stop Davies' run. And turnovers.
Run up the middle for Jami. He fumbles the ball. Wow. That was a shock.
That would have been horrible, horrible for the
Second
Sabers.
and 5 for Legacy.
Second down and 5.
If that one happened to Legacy, that would have been really, really bad for their morale.
Blake, check that. Matt, the board.
That was not. Hold up, folks. Matt DeBoard and Blake McCarthy are not in the field. I'm kind of confused on what the announcer was saying, folks. 2nd and 5 for Legacy. Pass. It's passed out to Jama. Oh, good open field tackle by Malachi Warmeyer. It's going to be 4th and 1,
First pass complete to
I
Yama.
believe.
Tackle in the play
Oh,
by
sorry,
number
3rd and
7,
1 for
Warmeyer.
Legacy. The guy switched his, like,
Gain of 4
the
to
stick
play brings
really
up 3rd and
fast.
1, Sabers.
It was kind of a swing pass out to the right. Got a little confused there. I'm kind of used to Legacy running the ball. That was something, actually, looking at the historical stats, Legacy does like to throw the ball on 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. But then when you get to 3rd and long, they actually like to run the ball. It's kind of a weird change-up. Run up the middle for Jama. That's going to be a
Number
first
0,
down
Yama with the
for
carry.
Legacy. That's
Play
important.
result
You know,
to the
you need to
Sabres,
get a first down.
down.
You've been struggling on offense.
Number
It's
7, Warmeyer
very
with the
important to
tackle.
get back in the groove and the rhythm. Ignore the score. Ignore the score. Just play football and try to claw back into this game.
Yeah, like you said, Levi, that's exactly what Legacy is looking to do. Obviously, getting some motion finally going here for them.
Looks like they're in their RPO type formation, and it is, but it's actually a pass. Swing to the right again for Jama. Not exactly sure if that's designed, because I mean, we had defenders right there. I'm kind of confused on why Bergrud would throw the ball out to Jama while you have a one-on-one on a 4 vertical type pass play. Obviously, Davies' corners are very physical, very fast, but, I mean, you have options. I mean, it's a one-on-one. You know, there's a 50-50 shot.
I just think Davies is putting just really good amount of pressure on the QB, and he's just being forced to make decisions faster than he normally would.
Sweep to the left. Legacy staple play, and he is hit-sticked, folks. Oh, my gosh. His head just fell off.
Good recover, though, from number 3, Kalen Lucas.
There's a flag on the play. That was scary. Like, that was a crazy hit. We could hear the thud from here.
I'm sure you guys could feel that one from home. Worrymire having a little chat with the ref.
Holding on Legacy. Why is he yelling? I don't understand. Why is he mad? There's a penalty on the Sabres. There must have been something they missed. And they're going to accept that penalty, actually. So I believe it's going to be 2nd and long for Legacy now.
You know, it's one thing, both teams very run heavy, but I would like to see some good passes out of Legacy. That's one thing that, if anything, kept Century in the game was their dynamics. They were getting some good runs, but then also their passes were going.
2nd and 18 for Legacy. Run for Jama. The right. Oh, there was a fumble. Oh my gosh, there's some serious issues in the backfield. And it is Davies football.
Wow.
I believe that was supposed to go to Jama up the middle, and there was some miscommunication on the handoff, and now the Eagles have the ball again, looking to score in the red zone just like that.
Dang.
Legacy has been shocked this game.
Very, very surprised. I'm shocked here, too, because, like, the first game we did versus Century, there was that one turnover, and then we were clean the whole game. But this game, and it's not just Legacy, too. Davies also having a little issue, but
like muffing punts as well. I mean, very, very confusing game to start here. 21-0 Eagles, 6:50 in the second quarter, and they're already in the red zone again. Flag. Illegal substitution on Legacy? What is going on?
Man, they're just flying at Legacy today.
This is like a melatonin dream. Like, crazy stuff happens in melatonin dreams. I don't know. I see it on TikTok. Oh, yeah, folks. If you guys don't know what TikTok is, social media app. So your fun fact of the day. First and goal, I mean, probably soon here. 1st and 5. Malachi Warmeyer up the middle. Gain of about 2.
Wormeyer with the carry.
Honestly, if you're Davies, basically at this point you're already up 3 points. Not 3 points, 3 scores. There we go. Jeez, brain fart there. But you're just looking to run the time off this clock. You're just going to continue to run no matter what. I doubt we're honestly going to see a pass play from Davies this whole rest of the drive and probably this whole rest of this quarter.
Power T formation, 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Handoff for Carter Wald on the left side. Gain of, once again, only about 2. Legacy's doing a much better job at stopping the run. Whoa. We hear the student section. Kind of a shocker.
Got a chant going over on Davies' side.
3rd down and 3 Eagles.
They're doing the classic roll call chant. 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. Check that, 3rd and 2. Up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Got hit pretty hard there. Hopefully he's doing all right. 1st and goal for the Eagles from the 4.
Malachi Warmeyer with the 1st down.
Looks like there's
carry.
a Legacy defender shaken up back at the 14-yard line. We'll get back to you on the number once we figure that out and if he comes back in the game.
That is actually a lot surprising. Last game versus Century, it seems like we almost had an injury down twice a quarter. It was quite the game. Too, as well, it was the opener, so there was a lot of cramping going on, but hopefully he will be okay.
Don't forget to tag Eagles Instagram handle Team
Alrighty, and it looks like I did get a read on who is down for Legacy. It is number 88, Brady Sevick. He is a senior tight end. Hopefully he's okay. He looks to be getting up now, but still a little shooken up. And he is up.
That is actually a starter for Century as well on offense, so that's a big concern for Legacy because they need to get going on offense, and you don't want to see that. First and goal for Davies. Hughes under center, hands the ball off to Carter DeWald on the left side. Stopped once again, only a gain of 1, second and goal from the 4.
All right, and obviously if you're Legacy, you're kind of liking what you're seeing here. You're doing a lot better job at stopping the explosive runs, not getting like 8+ yards per carry, stopping them more to about 2 or 3.
Second and goal from the 4-yard line.
John, what are you predicting in this play?
Run.
And it is a run, folks. What a shock. Carter DeWald up the middle.
Number 22, DeWald with a
And
carry.
is he there
And
or
he
is he
stopped
short?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad. Feel bad because his touchdown's about to get vultured by probably Malachi Warmeyer or Xavier Muse.
Yep.
You know
That
what?
was last game. Obviously, Carter DeWald,
Yeah.
46 yards, but he did not get a single touchdown. He was kind of more just brought out during the midfield. Seems like they do have their guy, Warmeyer, to punch it in.
Who do you think gets it? If you had to pick, Muse or Warmeyer.
I would hope maybe Muse. You spice it up a little.
And it's a handoff to Warmeyer. It's not a touchdown, folks. I mean, we might see a record-breaking performance by Malachi Warmeyer. That's 4 touchdowns in the first half.
His stat sheet's going to look just as good as the one from the first game, folks.
His highlight reel is going to go hard, is what the cool kids say.
Alrighty, folks, and you already know what time it is. Time to see what Kobe Nelson can do here on the field. Playing a perfect game so far. Everything through the uprights. Let's keep it going.
Quick low holding, Majera snapping.
And it is good, of course.
Nelson's extra
I feel like
point
we
is
should start doing
good.
kicker
Eagles
stats here.
28, Sabers
Well,
0.
Colby Nelson, every attempt with a proper snap, 100% completion.
Yeah, the last game, the only time he did miss was basically just a muff snap. So he has been playing very, very perfect.
We can boost our school's chances to win by posting on social. Make sure to tag Eagles handle T-Mobile and use FN5GL and hashtag sweeps. Let's go Eagles!
Already 3 minutes left in this Q2.
Davies set to kick off once again.
Alrighty, Levi. You know, you've asked me, but now it's time I ask you. What do you think that Legacy has to do here?
I think they need some big play. They need to just try to shock the system of Davies.
Well, we saw that last time from Century. They had that giant pass play that got almost 100 yards into the end zone. I feel like they need a break like that, just something to get them going.
Maybe even a kick return right here. No, it is kicked into the end zone. Great kick by Nelson over the head of Kalen Lucas. We haven't really seen Kalen Lucas much this game. He had to catch the first drive. However, he has not touched the ball since, I believe.
With personalized financial services for every stage of life. Because you never stop growing, let's grow together. Join us at capcu.org.
First and 10 for Legacy. Need to get something going on offense.
Yeah, I feel like just they gotta get moving. They gotta get grooving. They gotta get something going here.
Shotgun formation. Handoff to Jam on the right side, and he's got some space. Showing his speed. gain of about 5
Number 0,
yards.
Yama on a carry.
Great closing speed, though, from our linebackers.
You know, I know they like
Tackle by number
Yama
11,
because he is
Womack
explosive.
McCarty.
He does do a great job at just getting out on those runs, but obviously they feel like they've been only having him do anything. I feel like they
Gain of
have
6 and the
to
play brings up
switch
second
to
and
another player
4.
because you got to think Yama's got to be getting tired. Sure, obviously with Legacy, they don't have their offense play on defense, so they keep them separate, but still.
Handoff up the middle for Jama, breaking a couple tackles. First down for Legacy. Good start to this drive.
Carry into play by Yusuf Yama.
Yeah, that's exactly what if you're Legacy's coach, you want to see. You want to see those sticks be moved without any trouble there. Now we just have to keep repeating that. Have to have that same success. Keep driving down. You have 2 minutes left here in this first half, so get something on the board. Go in to the locker room and have a chat. Get locked in for the second half.
You know what? Even if it's 3 points, just get some points on the board. RPO, handoff to Jama on the right side, breaking some tackles, slinging, shotting forward for a gain of 8 yards. Not sure what happened there, but got 8 yards.
See, that just shows his ability to be very, very shifty. He is definitely very good at just
Gain of 8 on the play.
getting around those tackles. You saw that. He just kind of swooped.
Once again, an RPO. Handoff up the middle for Jama. Third
Number
and
0,
1 for
Jama with a
Legacy.
carry.
Nothing doing. Host of
Gain
Eagles.
of 1 on the play.
And a pile of Legacy players right there.
Alrighty, clock continuing to tick. All of your timeouts are available.
1 minute with 3 timeouts. I think Legacy just wants to make sure that Davies doesn't get the ball back.
Fair play, but I feel like they do have to try to keep going a little bit harder here.
Kalen Lucas in the slot. Pass play.
Big arm.
Throwing towards him, and it's almost intercepted by number 21, Chris Kipa.
Pass intended for
And
Caleb
it's now
Lucas.
4th down.
Ball's incomplete.
Very dangerous throw.
Defended on the play by Chris Kipa.
Easton Bergrud targeting Kalen Lucas on that play.
4th down and 1.
Fourth down. You know, I do like to see the passing. I think that's something that they do have to take advantage more. But I think for them, I think they have to keep them short passes. I think just little chuckers, 5 yards maybe, is kind of what Legacy should be focusing on here.
Once again, 46 seconds left, but 3 timeouts. Can target the middle of the field. Don't have to worry about that clock too much because of the timeouts. Just got to get this first down. Screen out to the right side. Nothing doing. Short Davies ball. 2 timeouts. 3 timeouts for Davies. I believe it's 2 because Warmeyer called that 1 timeout.
Yep, they just haven't updated it yet.
So 2 timeouts for Davies. 40 seconds. Let's see what we do. I think we should run spread offense and just, I don't know, because you're up by 28. You don't really want to mess up, make a turnover. I think maybe you just play it safe, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Warmeyer's going to stay true. No matter what happens, we'll stay power T for the rest of the game. Continue to knock off the clock, because really that's all Davies has to do here is just continue to knock off the clock. But I don't think they're going to try anything aggressive. I don't think they're going to take a bunch of timeouts.
Carter to Wald in motion on the left side. Play action, and he's sacked right away. Slammed to the ground. Number 29, James Marks, the linebacker on the blitz there.
That was a big one.
Now that is a play you need. If that happens earlier in the game, who knows what the score is right now? It's a big play, and that is a momentum killer for a power T type offense.
Yeah, that was about a 9-yard sack, Levi.
They're now changing to spread. I heard from the coach down there. He yelled it loud enough. So it looks like Davies is going to change to spread offense
Wow.
for these last 18 seconds. Not sure why.
Well, no, that is one thing you were mentioning when we were kind of looking at our notes here, is that Muse really strives in a spread type offense. That's kind of where he gets going. Already, looks like they're going to honestly be trying to take a deep shot.
Some new players in the game.
I think they're going to let Muse really show off his strength because he does have an arm.
Spread offense here. We have Ryland Fisher at the bottom. He's their starting rover for the Eagles on defense. Kane Mathiasen, the dangerous returner. Pass play, of course. Looking deep, throwing deep to Liam Wicklow, and he just misses the ball. Really, really good coverage. That was very, very dangerous, but very, very close to being a big play for Liam Wicklow.
If there's anything I have to say, I love the fact that Weyermeyer is changing it up and just kind of having some fun, doing things that are different for the team, giving Muse a chance to do a big bomb like that. And it was almost there.
Yeah, well, it didn't matter anyways because there is a holding, and now it is 2nd and about a mile, folks.
What is that? Is that about like 25 yards?
Oh my gosh. I clocked out when school ended at 3 o'clock for me. I can't
29
quite count.
to go.
2nd and 29. Trips right for the Eagles. Empty formation. Muse looking right, throwing right to Cardewald. Almost makes the OBJ catch right there. One-hander. Does not reel it in, unfortunately. A little bit high, though. A little bit high. Muse has to try to lower that ball a little bit.
Yeah, you want to know what? I think they're going to just do another pass play again, just try to get that last 5 seconds off the clock and kind of go into the locker room and just keep at it. You know, that's the thing. Halves can change games. So if one team just comes out more fighting than the other, things could happen. I think Davies just has to stay disciplined and continue their running in the second half.
If you're Muse here, hold on to the ball. Take a sack if you need, but he throws it deep and it's picked off.
Oh.
Number 4, Brody Weigel. You know what? The stats doesn't look great. Doesn't necessarily matter when it comes to the game. Maybe that does give Legacy a little momentum, a little bit of hope. However, you know what? In the grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter.
Alrighty, folks, and that will bring us to our halftime. Levi, what a first half, well, I will say. You know, obviously Davies did stick true. Davies did stick true to obviously what they do best, and that is running. You know, they just kept pounding the football, and, I mean, they were successful. You can't deny it. 4 touchdowns for Weyermeyer. It's just, it's brutal.
Yeah, Malachi with the 4 touchdowns in the first half. Ridiculous stats. I mean, that's very impressive, of course, but you know what? Let's not ignore the offensive line. You know, that's the main reason why he has those 4 touchdowns.
I think that's one thing that, if anything, I could comment on that Legacy is really struggling at. Like, Yusuf, he's a great player. You know, you can see shifty, shafty, he can get around, he can do these runs. But I just think that the blocking just has to be better on Legacy's side. I think they just have to open up more holes for him to get through, and that's why Davies is so successful.
Yeah, it's like Legacy, they need to do something special. Mm-hmm. They need to make a big play here and get back in this game. You know, typically you want to say, you know what, ignore the score. Just play your offense. But I think you got to open up with a trick play to get yourself back in the game. Mm-hmm. I think at this point you're down 4 scores. You know, you got to make a play and got to find who your true stars are.
Number 14, Blaine Frazier.
And folks, it looks like we have an interviewee in the booth for one of our sponsors. Let's get him on the mic, Levi.
Whoa.
Number 19, Caleb Hole. Number 20, Landon Shaw. Number 21, Jackson Simic. Number 22, Cooper.
Alrighty, well, welcome in Mr. Brad Nordstrom. So, obviously, you are our sponsor for Davies football, so I have a couple questions for you.
Absolutely. Fire away.
Alrighty. Big one is where are you located? The people want to know where they can reach out to you.
Well, Max Performance and Fitness is on 32nd Avenue over in West Fargo. We're just a stone's throw away from Shields Arena.
Well, there you go. Big thing is, what services do you offer?
Well, we offer personal training. Our big program is our MELT fitness program, along with our athlete enhancement. We do training for all sports and adults. It's a training facility, so all of our clients that are coming in, we're guiding them.
Yep, that's one thing I really like. You know, they have a set workout. They know what they're doing. There isn't any guesswork, because that's the hardest part, is trying to figure out what to do.
Absolutely. You don't have to think. We take care of it all for you.
Already. And obviously for people who are interested and might be thinking into it, is there like a free trial or anything like that?
Well, for sure. I can give them a session or two, or right now I've got some where I'll give them a week-long session to give it a try, and then we'll get them hooked and come on in and we'll make dreams a reality.
Well, there you go. Is there anything you want to say personally about MPF?
Well, MPF's special, obviously, since I basically grew it from the ground up, and it's a community.
Yep.
You know, we're all there for each other. We're helping each other out, and we're all trying to get better together.
There you go. Love to hear it. Well, hey, thanks for coming on and being our sponsor for this year.
Thanks for coming in. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Alrighty, folks, me and Levi are taking a beautiful look at the sunset tonight. Hemming and hawing is the way to go. But Davies is back on the field, and we're ready to go for the second half.
It's not the way to go if you're Legacy. Hammond and Hahn is not the way to go. We got to make some plays now, fast. We got to throw anything at Davies and try to just catch them while they're asleep. That's kind of the thought process here coming out of the second half. It's your opportunity to refresh and reload.
I always love coming out into the second half. I think that is my favorite part because it just shows kind of what's going to happen for the rest of the game. So, I mean, if you're a Legacy fan, you want to see Legacy come out strong here because this is truly going to decide, honestly, how the second half is going to go. I mean, the morale is pretty low right now, still having nothing on the board, but hopefully they get something on there.
Davies set to kick off for the second half. Legacy receiving the ball. Of course, Kalen Lucas back to return. The dangerous, speedy wide receiver for Legacy.
For the Sabers, number 3, Lucas. Kicking off, number 44, Nelson.
And it's
the kick is off. And it is into the end zone. Exactly what the kickoff team wants, you know.
Exactly.
Much better just to kick it in the end zone in high school because, you know what, high school, typically they're not as good at tackling. So it's just safe to just kick it into the end zone, if you can, of course.
Two as well, I mean, kicking it into the end zone preserves stamina and also just reduces those injury chances, which is just something you don't want.
1st and 10 for Legacy. John, what's your prediction to start the half? Run, pass, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking they're going to go to their bread and butter, which is their runs, just kind of like Davies. So I feel like we're going to get a good run play here.
It is going to be a run up the middle for Jama. And he is tackled by a host of Davies Eagles. 2nd and 9.
Just going to have to keep at it. Like I said, Legacy just needs to do a good job here at just opening holes up.
Not exactly sure why it says the Eagles have the ball on the scoreboard, so ignore that. It is Legacy ball. Run to the right for Jama, and he is uplifted. Malachi Warmeyer tackle for loss. That one. 3rd and 10 for Legacy.
Alrighty, this is going to hopefully be a big one for Legacy here. Maybe do a little pass play.
Bergerud and Yama in the backfield. Lucas in motion, snapped. Screen up the middle for Yama. And he is off to the races. Like John said, that is a big play. 15-yard gain for Yama.
That is exactly what Legacy needed. They needed that break. And almost that's just how you want to see it. That's just like how they do it in practice for that one. Just open everything up into the middle and just dump it.
Great screenplay. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Or for Legacy. You know what? I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Me and Levi are both fumbling over our words today. Trust me, this isn't how we normally are.
Well, it's a little confusing because it does say the Eagles have the ball on the scoreboard. 1st and 10 for Legacy. Trips left. Pass to the left. Ooh, a little bit of a high throw to Lucas, but he does reel in the ball. 2nd and 2.
Yeah, that was some really good extension there from Lucas, I will say. Now here we go. If you're a Legacy fan, this is what you want to see. We're getting moving. We're kind of getting our groove on. These pass plays have been really good.
Not sure if Legacy has passed the 50-yard line this whole game. So they're getting awfully close. Strong start to the second half. Ooh, run up the middle, just nothing. Loss of 3 yards. Jason Hunter in there. Great play by the Eagles D-line.
Yeah, that's one thing. Davies' D-line is really, really good at sniffing out plays like these, and they just close those gaps. There's just nowhere for the running back to run. That's why I feel like if you're Legacy, you got to take more advantage of outside runs.
3rd and 5 for Legacy now. I expect a run, honestly. I think they're going to try to get closer, 4th and manageable, and as a run at the middle for Yama. Breaking some tackles, and he is the first down. Great job from Yama. You know what? Finding that little hole, and he bursts through, gets the first down. Strong run. Now they're on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, no, that's what Yama needs. He just needs his O-line to cooperate with him and just open up even just these smallest holes. He's so shifty. He's so small. He can just get through there. They just need to keep opening him up for that. And then, too, as well, keep this RPO style. Keep running and then doing passing. It's been working out so far for him.
1st and 10, handoff up the middle. Nothing doing for Yama.
Number 0.
2nd and 12 for, 2nd and 13 actually, correction, for Legacy.
Clock continuing to kick down here, folks. Looking at already 4 minutes off that clock. 8 minutes left here in Q3.
Wesley Jordan on the bottom of the screen. Snap. Bergrud looks to throw to Lucas.
Big one.
Far side. Ooh. There's no flag. What a shock.
I actually am surprised on that one. There's a lot of action going on there. We'll just say that. We can't be biased or anything.
Colton Tesh and Chris Keepa covering Kalen Lucas on that play right there. Tesh, you know, he had the seatbelt celebration, but, you know, I don't know if you want to be celebrating. Kind of got lucky there, to be honest. If I'm being honest, the refs should have thrown that flag, in my opinion.
Yeah. Geez, they really like laying those flags on Legacy, though. I think 5 flags on Legacy so far this game.
3rd and 13 for Legacy. Got to get to more 4th and manageable if I am Legacy. I'm not necessarily throwing the ball here. Timeout, Legacy. That's not good. That's not good. You want to save those timeouts for the later on in the game.
Yeah, but too as well, this has been Legacy's best drive, so if they really do want to rethink and talk it over, can't blame them for doing it. We'll meet you guys right after this timeout. Alrighty, folks, we're getting right back into the action.
3rd and 13 for the Sabres. Let's see what they drew up after the timeout. Malachi Warmer in the blitz. Up the middle for Yama. Like I said, 3rd and long, they like to run the ball. Like expected, they do so, and they get stopped very early on, 4th and 12.
I feel like that's one thing you don't want to be doing right now. You don't want to be known. You don't want the opposite team to know what you're doing. I feel like that would have been a good time to switch it up there.
And they are electing to go for it. 4th and 12. They see a sense of urgency, folks. I wonder what they're going to call here. Oh, looks like they're going to punt the ball.
Wow.
The quarterback punted the ball, and what a beautiful punt. Very impressive.
Geez, get the quarterback on special teams. What is he doing in the pocket?
That was very impressive. You know what? That reminded me of Matt Castle, former Patriots quarterback. He actually did that in a game before. Random thought, I remember that happening. But, yeah, kind of surprising. They probably called a play, and they didn't like what the defensive formation was lined up in, so they audibled to a punt.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to do it. Obviously, you don't want to give Davies any more advantage that they already have. They're already up to 28, 4 scores ahead. You still have nothing on the board. It's looking a little grim here for Legacy.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Muse under center. The power T formation. Handoff left to Carter to Wald, breaking some tackles. 4-yard gain, I believe.
And folks who are currently watching, expect to see power T to the end of the game. Because let's be honest, you're up 4 scores. Until it maybe gets to the end, I might see some substitution with maybe some JV players to get them some varsity play time. But as of now, Davies is just looking to basically kill the clock, just continue to keep ticking it down.
Power T equals life for Davies. That is their game. They are known for running the ball. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Stopped right away, actually. Well, he did gain quite a few yards. I just seen a pile earlier on. I thought that was him, but nope. He gained enough for the first down.
Yeah, it's always hard to see from the angle of the booth, especially without binoculars. I feel like that would be a worthwhile investment for us.
Got to be like Paul Allen, the Vikings radio guy. He's always got those binoculars.
Hey, you got to see what's going on.
1st and 10, once again for the Eagles. Handoff up the middle, I believe.
Oh, and just power running it down.
Number 87, Colin Williams.
Number 88, Colin Williams with the run. It's a gain of 8 yards
Number 52, Miller.
for the Eagles.
And the clock is a ticking, 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 ticking. Down to, I believe, 5 minutes 30 left in the quarter 3.
2nd and 2 for Davies. Let's see what they do here. Shocker. Run. Carter to Wald on the left side. Stuff, though. A host of legacy players there to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 2, and there's a player down.
Oh, no.
Official timeout.
74. Trying to figure out who it is.
Hard to see from this angle here, folks, but of course, as always, we hope to see they get up. The last thing you want is an injured player.
It is Blake McCarthy, I believe, the left guard for the Eagles, the junior left guard.
That is tough. Looks like he's in some pain there. Oh.
Looks like they're testing his knee, actually. Maybe not. I can't quite tell.
Yeah,
Not
it's a
gonna
little
jump to
hard to see
conclusion
from
up
up
here.
here. Alrighty, and we will see you guys after this official timeout.
220.
Alrighty, and it looks like that was Blake McCarthy, Levi.
Prevention causes in the Fargo Moorhead area.
It did get up under his own power, though, and it doesn't look like he's walking too bad off the field there. Hopefully just a little strain, and he'll get back on the field here.
Third and 2 for the Eagles. Muse under center. Got to expect a run up the middle. Legacy is committing to the run. Oh my gosh, they have about 26 people on the line. And Carter DeWald gets just short.
You know, I think Legacy is...
Oh wait, hold up. Colin Williams had the ball. What in the world? That's the magic of the power T formation. No idea where the ball just went there.
Yeah, that's basically what the power T formation is meant for. It's just meant to confuse the enemy defense on who is actually running the ball.
It's like it's 4th and inches. Now the real question, does Davies look to just finish this game off in the 3rd quarter and get this first down or punt the ball? And it looks like they're going to be going for it. Snap up the middle, option, handoff to Malachi Warmeyer for the first down.
Number 7, Warmeyer on the carry.
Yeah, no, there's one thing about Davies with these good runs that just helps him out so much is the fact that they control the time of possession of these games. Just like last game, Davies almost had 2 full quarters under possession of that ball.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. The clock is ticking, folks. Read option to the left. It's a pitch to Carter to Wold, and there's nobody there. He is running free.
Well, as you said, Legacy did kind of commit to the run up the middle, so that was the perfect little trick play call there.
Little read option. Triple option to be specific.
Number 22, DeWald.
15-yard gain for
That
Carter
play
to Wold.
results in an Eagles first down.
And just like that, the Eagles are keeping the chains moving. I feel like we're going to get almost a full quarter off here with this one.
Would not be shocked. Davies now just past the 50-yard line. At the 43-yard line here. 1st and 10. Ooh, QB keep for Xavier Muse. Lowering the shoulder, and the flag is flying.
Big one.
Folks.
Holy moly.
I could have swore that was a 737 flying in the air.
A long flag on the play.
It took off.
Not exactly sure where the ref threw it so far, but typically when you throw a flag, you do kind of want it in the area where it happened.
Looks like they're discussing of where to eat tonight, and I think they said Dave's Hot Chicken, actually.
Dave's,
Just
okay.
opened up here in
No
Fargo.
place, no place. It's going to be, I'm assuming, a holding. Didn't quite see it there.
Penalties on Eagles holding.
Ooh, and that
It
puts
is.
them back very far.
Now it's going to be 1st and 20 for the Eagles. Something that you do not want in the power T formation. Very, very killing.
Yeah, this might just shake Davies up enough to where it probably might kill out this drive.
Under 3 minutes left in the third quarter here. Power T formation. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. Breaking some tackles. Where in the world did he come from, folks? I mean, I think he maybe was hiding behind somebody, potentially. Gain of about 11 yards. Very, very impressive run for Malachi Warmeyer. That is why he's a captain for this team. He's a leader. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, no. For Legacy, the big thing that you want to see here is obviously you can't commit fully to the run because obviously as we saw that led that Carter DeWald outside play, but you really do just need to hone in on who is carrying that ball and just stop them.
2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Run to the left for Carter DeWald. Great hole.
Number 22, DeWald with a carry.
It's going to be a gain of about 4 yards.
Yeah, that one was stopped by number
Tackle on the play
56,
by
Noah.
number 56, Schumacher.
Alrighty, folks, in good news, I hear number 70, Blake McCarthy, is back after that little rocking on the field. Good to see him back out there.
3rd and 6 for the Eagles. Let's see what they have cooked up. Honestly, if I'm them, I go back to that read option.
Oh!
Offsides. Very, very disciplined job by the Eagles.
Offside,
Going with the
Sabers.
hard count makes it much easier on 3rd down. It's going to be about 3rd and 1 now, I believe.
Yeah, man, if that's one thing Legacy wants to come out of this game, knowing that they just kind of need to work us on in
down and one,
practice,
Eagles.
is just, I believe that's now their 2nd or 3rd offside call that they've had this game.
3rd and 1 for the Eagles. I mean, talk about draining the clock. Read option to the left. Handoff up the middle for Malachi Warmeyer. He's gone. 5 touchdowns in one game. What a play call. Very impressive job by Coach Warmeyer dialing up those read options. I mean, it completely flustered Legacy. They're committing to that inside run. They run the read option, get those defensive ends, hesitating, hand the ball off Warmeyer. Nobody there.
And just like Malachi's celebration, shoulders up, what's going on here? He's in the end zone for the 5th time tonight. He must like it in there. Probably had a vacation planned.
With 5 touchdowns, folks, I think he deserves some food. Maybe some post-game supper celebration. Extra point is, oh, of course, good by Colby Nelson.
Extra point is good with 45
Mr. Automatic,
seconds
as we
remaining
call
in
him.
the third quarter.
You wanna know what?
Davies Eagles,
I would love to see a
35,
field goal just out of the blue, just for fun.
Legacy Sabers 0.
Well, Levi, I will say our predictions are a little wrong, as it looks like Davies has now surpassed both of our predictions. If you guys want to know, I said Davies 21, Legacy 14. Levi said Davies 28, Legacy 14, and now Davies is at 35.
Dogs. That's what they are.
FN5GL and hashtag sweepstakes. Let's go Eagles. Nelson kicking off the
Alrighty.
Eagles.
And they pretty much took up almost the
Lucas,
whole of
Pete
quarter
for the
3.
Sabers.
Davies now to kick off. Just a little bit, we'll talk about the keys of the game and who has successfully done their job. Davies, the 3 keys of the game, pass rush. You know, Legacy's not a mobile quarterback. They don't have a mobile quarterback. They need to pressure him. And they've gotten after him. Will Matati, some great hits. Gang tackling, need to bring down number 0, and they have.
Yep.
They have done that.
They have done that. 2 as well, keep disciplined. Yes, they have done a lot better job at not allowing any turnovers, and 2 as well, not having many flags drawn on them. That is one thing Legacy has been desperately struggling with in this game. Just a lot of penalties and a lot of turnovers.
We'll get to Legacy in a bit, but now shotgun formation, 1st and 10 for Legacy. Bergrud play action, throwing it to the tight end, and is incomplete. Targeting number 88, Brady Civic. Good to see him back in the game.
Already, and Legacy's keys to the game was to create turnovers, get playmakers in the open space. That is just a big one that they really just haven't been able to do. Obviously, Yusuf just kind of being stopped, just not really having any open holes to run through. And then stopping the run, since Malachi has 5 touchdowns, I'd say that hasn't been going too well.
2nd and 10 for Legacy. Pass play, Bergrud throwing to Lucas, just over. Oh my God! What an interception, folks. It was just overthrown to Lucas, and Kane Mathiasen made the play of his career, potentially right there, folks. Intercepted, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Great job by Kane Mathiasen. You know what? A lot of people, they see, oh, it's over the head of the wide receiver, incomplete. Mathiasen makes a play on that. Great job, and that is pretty much the end of the 3rd quarter.
Nope,
Great
1 second
job.
left.
Oh my
a lot
gosh.
of stuff can happen in 1 second.
1 second, they can score a touchdown in 1 second. Now, a lot of backups in the game. Peyton Persons at quarterback. We'll try to do our best to get some other numbers. Liam Wicklow in the game.
Love to see that. I mean, you're already up 5 scores. Why have the starters
Looks like
continue
there's
to work?
Some confusion going on.
Timeout on the field, Eagles.
And they have to call a timeout. Reed Vining, not in the game. He's supposed to be in the game. So at running
Ray
backs,
Meyer not happy with that one.
we got Reed Vining, Carter DeWald, Liam Wicklow. We got Jake Kingzett, Jackson Kelvin, Zaire Miller at tight end, Peyton Ansmont, the other tight end. And that's what I caught for some of those players. 35-0 once again. 1 second left in the 3rd quarter. Davies has to take a timeout because of some miscommunication on the sideline.
Taco Shop, serving Fargo's best tacos.
Alrighty, folks, and Davies running their play. Quite literally
Run
running.
to the right. Oh, no, run up the middle. Run up the middle for no yards. I thought it was a run to the right, and I was confused for a second. Great fake for the power fake on the right side. 2nd and 10 once the 4th quarter begins.
Already, and 1 quarter to go. Put your hands up. Put on 4.
And
It's
we will
time
see
to
you
go.
in the 4th quarter.
Alrighty, folks. Obviously, if you're Davies here, you want to know what you're looking to do? You're looking to get the blowout. If you are Legacy, you are looking to not let that happen.
2nd and 10, handoff up the middle, that read option once again. Only a gain of a couple.
Two as well, Davies having mostly, I believe, their backups in now as of this late stage of the game, being up 5 scores, giving some younger players some experience.
Can't quite tell if Legacy has some backups in. I don't believe so. I mean, I'm sure they have some backups in, I suppose, but looks like for the majority of those players out there, there are some starters. One of our key players actually is still in the game, Brett Miller at linebacker. He's the leading tackler for the Legacy. Handoff up the middle, once again, a read option. It's a keeper by, oh my gosh,
Wow.
Peyton Persons, and look at that man go. Great run, put him at running back.
Number 10, Peyton Persons
First
with the first
down
carry.
for the Eagles.
Number
Get him in
29,
open
James
space,
Marks
and he can
puts
make
them
some
on the
plays.
line.
Very impressive.
First down,
Yeah, he
Eagles.
is shifty, being at 5'11", 175. You know, he definitely can easily go around them guys.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for the Eagles, looking to score again as they're back in the red zone, folks. Once again, got Reed Vining in the backfield along with, I believe, Carter DeWald and Liam Wicklow. Peyton Persons under center. Ooh, bad snap. And looks like Davies got back on the football. Good job. Heads up play by Reed Vining to get back on that ball.
Fumble on the play recovered by the Eagles.
2nd down and 9. I would say one thing with Persons I've seen in practice is the hand, the center to quarterback mistakes. A lot of fumbled snaps.
I think exchange was the word you're looking there.
I'm not thinking today. Peyton Persons, under center, hands the ball off to Reed Vining to the right side for about 3 yards. It's now going to be 3rd down and 6.
Worrymeyer just, as you can tell on the bottom of your screen, having a little chat down there.
A chitty chat, folks. Curious to see if we get to see any some younger players. 'Cause obviously, we got some young players in there right now, but there's still a lot of guys that maybe don't even get as much JV time. That are some sophomores that I have seen in practice that have shown some promise. 3rd and 6 for the Eagles. Power T formation. Handoff up the middle. Looks like he's just short of the 1st down marker. 4th and 2. And oh my gosh, Colby Nelson's going to attempt a field goal, folks. We've been waiting for this
I literally
moment.
said this earlier. I was like, you want to know what would be fun? Let's see a field goal. Obviously, last field goal for last game was the muffled attempt. There we go. Due to just a bad snap and hold.
For the field goal attempt, number 44. Colby
Let's see if he can get it through the uprights this time.
That last carry, just an FYI, was Carter DeWald at the middle for 5 yards. Colby Nelson to attempt the field goal. It is up, line driver, and it is good. Nice job, Colby Nelson.
Nelson's
Not
field goal
the greatest
is
kick,
good from
but he got the
25
job done.
yards.
That's all that matters,
With
folks.
8:29 remaining,
That makes
Eagles
Colby Nelson
38,
6 of 6
Sabers
on
0.
today's game. Just absolutely great kicker stats. And two as well, you have to think, Colby Nelson, he's just a sophomore, and he's out here doing this.
Yeah, very, very impressive. Hopefully he continues to play football because he is a soccer player.
Exactly.
So
That could be
great to see
really,
him
really
continue.
nice for the Davies to have a solid kicker you can trust to do field goals and PATs for 2 more years. I mean, if you're a coach, I mean, that's got to be like the dream. Especially because, you know, special teams is usually probably one of those things that's just so overlooked in high school football.
Just want to acknowledge that he is also got swag. He's got that right arm sleeve. You know, he
And he's got the pink cleats.
talks the talk and walks the walk.
I mean, look at those pink cleats. I mean,
You can't get better
There's
than
no
that.
more better style than that.
38-0 now. Ooh.
Ooh.
Chip shot. Kalen Lucas to return. The star receiver looking to make some plays, cutting up the middle.
Very solid.
Up to the 33-yard line. Now, for Legacy, you almost consider bringing in some younger guys just to get some development. Get some play time, get used to the varsity speed.
It also depends, too, as well, if the coaches on Legacy side just don't want to go home with nothing on the board. Maybe they want to keep their starters in just so that way they can at least get one score on there and not have the null game.
So now, for Davies, there's a lot of backups in the game. Except for we got a starting cornerback out there still. Looks like it's going to be a run to the right for Yama. Up the middle, and he's gone. Except for Chris Keppa is almost there. Is he going to catch him? He is not.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? Yama was taunting him while he was running, so he kind of deserved that shove at the end. Technically, should have been flagged. But, folks, that is the speed of Yama. You know, we got some inexperienced people in there, and it's sad you're not going to get the shutout, but you know what? Still, great game from Davies. And, you know, later in the game, now it's time to pad the stats for Yama. Extra point.
Kind of like I guessed. I didn't feel like Legacy would want to go out with nothing on the board.
Extra point is up and good. 38-7 now. Legacy is down 31.
Sam Fricke's extra point is good. 7:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Davies Eagles 38. Legacy Sabers 7.
Alrighty, folk, a little updates on what is going on in the division. Shanley versus Minot. Minot is beating them 27-0, so Shanley ain't looking so hot over on that end. And then for the Cheyenne Mustangs, they are 15-22 against the Mandan Braves right now.
Colton Tesh looking to return. He is going to bring it out, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and gets stood up. The third tackle attempt down to the 24-yard line. A little bit of shoving now. You know, I think Legacy is probably pretty frustrated. You know, you're down 31 in the fourth quarter. It's been a tough game, a long game. You know, and they have the long bus ride home. I mean, that's going to be a long bus ride. Hopefully, you know, they have some like pizza or something because that's probably pretty boring having to go on that long bus ride. Peyton Persons trotting onto the field, folks. And there's a flag, of course.
You want to know something I have to say, Levi? I hate the fact that we keep our huddle going while we're doing our calls on these games because there's 60 people right now that are literally listening to nothing.
You know what? Maybe they want to listen to nothing. You know, maybe they're more of a meditator. You know, they like just to be relaxed. You know, we kind of bring the boom. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Read option, not going anywhere. Legacy showing a little bit of life towards the ending.
Carry on the play by number 28, Reed Vining.
2nd and
Brett Miller with the
10,
tackle.
2nd and 11 for the Eagles. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Each team, 2 timeouts left. Reed Vining in motion to the right. And it's going to be an option to the right. Carter to Wald. Not much doing. Losing a yard. 3rd and 12 for the Eagles now.
Number 42,
Yeah,
Marcus
6
Jella.
minutes 40 left on that clock, continuing to tick
With a
down.
carry,
That's
tackle
really
play
just,
by
again,
number
like I said,
22.
Davies' game is just going to keep letting that clock tick down. Just don't give any more chances over to our boys over at Legacy.
Would like to shout out Maximum Performance and Fitness, of course. If you guys want to hear him talk, we actually had an interview at halftime that you guys can check out. Oh, he fumbled in the end zone. Who's on the ball? Persons went back to pass, fumbles in the end zone, and Legacy scores another touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown.
That is a turn of events, folks. Now the score's not going to look as bad.
Wertmeyer might want to rethink and put the starters back on the field.
That would be crazy, folks.
Nah, only
On to the
6
extra
minutes
point,
left.
Number 26, Ricky.
Maybe if it happens 1 or 2 more times, then we should definitely do that. All right. Now Legacy attempting the extra point. It is up, and it looks to be good.
The extra point is good with 6:06 remaining in the game. Eagles 38, Sabers 14. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first.
Alrighty, folks, and if you guys are just tuning in now or have just kind of joined in on these last little bit, kind of would have led to this score of 38-14. Obviously for Legacy, just a lot of missed opportunities and running in those gaps. Just offensive line not working with Yusuf to be able to have explosive runs, and just kind of some rough passing and a lot of turnovers on Legacy's side. That has been one thing. And penalties. Just discipline has been hard for Legacy.
I would say
Kicking off for
the main
Sabres, number 20,
teaching
Cameron
point
Coleman.
would definitely
Keith
be
with
discipline
Eagles, number 1, Tesh,
going into
number
next
3,
game.
Mathiasen.
However, we'll talk about that stuff in a bit, as it looks like Legacy's going to attempt the onside kick, or not.
Oh.
They faked it out. Tesh to return, catches the ball going to the right side, and a host of Legacy defenders are there. Not a great sight in that kick return team. You
Colton
got
Tesh
to
with the
hit your
return.
blocks. You got to get them. Some more backups coming into the game for Davies. Looks like the same unit.
And then too as well, some things to shout out on the Davies side. Some of that they've done really well is they've done a really good job at stiffing out Legacy's RPO offense, just really making sure that they don't let anything fly, continuous pressure, and just bringing down the run and the pass.
Yeah, those RPOs have been an absolute non-factor. I mean, they haven't thrown the ball in those RPOs pretty much the whole game. Peyton Persons under center, 1st and 10 in that power T offense. Read option right. Looks like it's a run up the middle to Carter to Wald. Not much doing.
Number 42, Marcus.
2nd and 9 for the Eagles.
And it looks like most people still in the stands here, even though this late in the game, it's such a score differential with only 5 minutes left here in quarter 4.
They're sticking it out, you know, supporting the team, which is kind of cool to see. 2nd and 9, handoff up the middle, gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Solid run. It's going to be about 3rd and 5.
Number 42, Marcus Jalla with the carry.
Warmeyer kind of getting after Persons there. Probably some miscommunication. Looked like there was some coaches a little disappointed down there.
I mean, you can't hold it too far against him, obviously. Is kind of a little out of his element right now here in the varsity stage.
Handoff to the right for Reed Vining.
Now here's something I want to talk about, Levi, here. Obviously, this was supposed to be Muse's big break, with Sturma being injured, had that collarbone issue, making Muse the QB1 here for Davies. Do you think that he is kind of showing off? I know we have been running basically most of the game, but I mean, is there something there that the coaches can see and say, yeah, that's going to be our QB1 for the rest of the year? Or are they going to continue to swap?
I don't know. I think they're going to continue to swap, to be honest. I don't know. It's kind of tough, and definitely tough on the players as well, having to swap quarterbacks out so much. However, Sturm was very efficient running the offense. Looks like Davies is going to be calling timeout. 4th and 1 at decision time. Got to decide if you're going to go for it here and try to put this game away, or if you're just going to punt the ball and play it safe.
Yeah, too, as well. I mean, it doesn't really say anything, but like if we look back from the stats last game with Sturma versus Muse, obviously Sturma did have a little bit more yardage and a little bit better completion at 66.67%. Obviously only 3 attempts, but, that is over Muse, who is at 12 yards with actually the same amount of attempts, but only 1 completion.
I think the tough part is there's just not a lot of there's not a lot to see when you're the quarterback in a power T offense. So it's kind of tough to decide who is the quarterback that is best at running your offense. And I think, honestly, consistency is just kind of like the main factor. Who can consistently hand the ball off properly, have the proper footing, those play actions. It's very important to keep the ball hidden in that power T offense because you don't want the defense to know where the ball is going. It's going to be a run to the right. Big gain, 1st down for the Eagles, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, I think if the Davies, get another 1st down, that's pretty much just going to cement this game in at that 38-14.
That was Reed Vining with the carry. Couldn't quite tell. Carter Wald is out of the game. It's Marcus Jama in the game for the Eagles.
Tackle on a play by number 54, Tyler Kruckenberg.
Correction, that's Marcus Jala. Got a little confused with the legacy running back. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Handoff to the left for Reed Vining. Very cool to see him get some carries because he was battling with a hamstring injury earlier on in the season. It kind of affected where he was in the depth chart. So it's cool to see him get some carries. Very, very good player, very talented. Just trying to work back into football again.
Yeah, exactly.
2nd and 7 for the Eagles. 2:30 left in the game.
Alrighty, and then too as well, we'll update on Shanley. Still at that 27-0 mark.
Run to the right. Only a gain of potentially a yard. Can't quite see the player who had the ball.
Carrying a play by number 30, Isaiah Stang.
Isaiah Stang with the carry.
By number 16,
Strange.
Jaden Esslinger.
It's a sophomore. 5'7", 165. I believe he does play a little bit of cornerback, though, for Davies on the varsity level.
Already in major news on the Mustangs, they have overtaken Mandan now at 25-22 with only 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Now that is a very, very big game. Going to be interested to see what that final score is. Run up the middle, nothing doing again. 3rd, correction, I believe it's now 4th and 7. Yes, it is.
What do you think they're going to do? Just continue kind of run down the clock, or do you go for a pass? Do you try a pass?
On the play by number 36, Seth Sauer. Brings up.
I'm not exactly
or do they
sure.
punt?
I think you do try a pass just to see, what Persons is capable of at quarterback. See if some of these running backs can get open. On the varsity level, there's only a minute left in the game. They're just going to drain this clock out as much as possible. Davies going to start 2-0. We're going to talk more about this after the game and our post-game thoughts. 4th and 7, play action, Persons to throw, and just overshoots number 24, Braden Archibald.
41 seconds left in this game, guys. Eagles 38. Obviously, Legacy at 14. Kind of getting those last two scores just back-to-back almost. Well, quite literally back-to-back. And, I mean, it has been quite the eventful game, I will say. Stay tuned in, though, because we will have our end game where we will talk over kind of our thoughts on what both teams did and just our overall thoughts in general and looking forward to the next game.
1st and 10 for Legacy. Looks like the starters are still in the game. A little surprised you're risking injury like that. Handoff up the middle for number 23, Wyatt Boone, the junior running back, getting a good, solid gain of about 8 yards.
Tackle on the play by number 27, Steinhaus.
Alrighty, and the clock is a-ticking, folks. Looks like they're going to try to rush it a little bit. No time now. It's here.
2nd and 1 for Legacy. Clock is ticking. Handoff up the middle for Wyatt Boone, getting a couple more yards.
Alrighty.
Looks like that should be the game. It's getting about 7 or 8 there. Well,
Number 4, Rivera.
John, I think it's time for our post-game thoughts here.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
And
the game is over.
game is over. Looks like they really wanted to go after another play there.
End of the game. Davies Eagles 38. Legacy Sabers 14.
Alrighty. 38-14, the final. Davies winning very handily.
Yep. But, you know, I will say, if there's any takeaways for Legacy fans here in this game, you have a solid team. You have a really solid shifty runner in Yusuf. Just that O-line just needs to work a little bit better in creating some holes for him to run through. I mean, when he got free, it was beautiful. 10-yard plays easily. He just needs to be able to break past that line.
Yeah, I agree. I think Yama is definitely their number one player. He's very shifty. I'd say they got to figure out how to move the ball effectively. They got to bring in the pass game more. I'm not exactly sure what happened and why the pass game wasn't really a factor for most of the game. Even though they were down, they weren't really successfully throwing the ball. They weren't targeting Kalen Lucas enough, and their star players in the pass game enough. And they need to use that RPO game more. You know, they got to throw that slant. They got to make sure they give Kalen Lucas a chance with the bubbles. And, yeah, it was a little bit lackluster in terms of the RPO game. And Davies just came out ready to play. They dominated on the line of scrimmage, and they got the job done.
Exactly, and I mean, Malachi Worrymeyer just doing what he does best, just continuing to just drive down the field, run hard, break through tackles, and just the power T is just so confusing for teams because, heck, it's even confusing up here in the booth because it's like, oh, the ball could be running 3 ways easily.
Yep.
So as a defense, it's just really hard to hone down and figure out where that run is happening.
Yeah, and Malachi, you know, he's the captain. He had all of the touchdowns, all 5 touchdowns for the Eagles. Very, very impressive job for Worrymeyer. But you know what? Once again, don't ignore the fact that the offensive line they're the reason. You know, they're the reason the running game is moving well. The power T is functioning well. Same with Muse, the quarterback, did a great job of just taking command of the offense, handing the ball off properly, confusing that defense by just kind of hiding the ball. You know, he's got to be a magician back there, and he's got to hide the ball and confuse everybody, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, Levi, we got really close to almost the exact same score with Century. We just beat them by that field goal.
Yep.
38-14 versus Century was 35-14, so almost exactly the same scores. But I will say, Davies does have quite the road ahead of them, and this might really kind of show how they do well here because they have 2 very far away games. First game after this being versus Minot. Second, Mandan. Both at them. Those are 3-hour-plus drives for both. That's finally gonna be the challenge because I will say traveling is a lot harder than playing at home. So then that's where we're really gonna see how Davies steps up, especially versus Mandan because Mandan's been doing really good.
Yeah, well, let's not
Especially
discount
Minot, too.
the former champions here. Dominating Shanley right now. A game to go check out after this post-game conference. Mandan playing Cheyenne.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3-point game. Cheyenne winning 25-22 right now. So make sure you go check that out and see, you know, how that game shakes out because that is very important.
Exactly. And last thing I do, just want to give a thank out to MPF again for sponsoring our events, literally making these streams possible, help pay our staff, and hope so we continue great broadcasts like this. I will just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and this has been John.
This has been Levi.
And this has been Davies Live Network on the coverage. We'll see you guys in the next home game, which will be versus Williston.